against Rangers in the Europa League with Stephen Thompson and Liam McLeod.
Good evening. What an atmosphere it is. It really is fantastic to see the Malmo supporters off to the left with the tifos, the banners being raised in the air. The Rangers supporters have let off some pyrotechnics. Off to the right, the smoke billowing across the stand. As we look up that way, it's a good travelling contingent here, sizable. It's going to be pretty much a full house, I think. 21,000 just over is the Malmo Stadion hold. It's a very impressive, tight little arena, tight pitch as well. Conditions much better than they have been. It's been blustery, it's been torrential rain for most of the last 24 hours. And all of that's eased ahead of kick-off here as dusk begins to set on southern Sweden. The fifth meeting between these clubs. Malmo unbeaten in the previous 4 games, winning 3 of them. The other was a draw. And remember that one here 13 years ago. Ali McCoist was the Rangers manager, having just taken over from Walter Smith. They lost the first leg 1-0 at Ibrox, so 1-1 here wasn't enough. They were down to 9 men that night as well. Bugera and Whittaker both ordered off in the second leg here after Jelavic had levelled the tie, only for Malmo, who also had a man ordered off, went on to score with 10 minutes left to progress to the playoffs, though they would go on to lose to Dinamo Zagreb and finish bottom of their Europa League group that season. Of course, they met again a decade later at the same third qualifying round stage of the Champions League. And there was a pair of 2-1 defeats for Steven Gerrard's side. And whilst after the first defeat to Malmo, Rangers, of course, ultimately the season after were in the 3rd division, had to work their way to the top flight of the game in Scotland. After the second tie against Malmo and they dropped into the Europa League, they went all the way to the final as they get to sample the new look competition as it is. No more groups, no group stage. It is one big league phase, 8 fixtures, 4 at home, 4 away, and it all starts for Rangers here in Sweden, on the Swedish side of the Öresund Bridge, which links this city with the Danish capital, Copenhagen. The Portuguese referee, Luis Godinho, there down with the captains who exchange pennants down below us. If you missed the Rangers team news earlier, 2 changes from the weekend. In the League Cup win over Dundee, Butland in goal, Tavernier, Suter, Proper and Casemiro, who's primarily a right-back, playing over at left-back in his first start for the club. Barron and Diamonde, Czerny, Lawrence, Bayrami and Dessers leads the line. The Malmo players go into a huddle to the left. It's going to be Rangers who are going to kick off. Then in one of their changed kits, the dark navy with the red flashes on the shirt, looks like black shorts and socks with the red tops. And the Malmo players in their famous sky blue and white. Once upon a time, European Cup finalists, beaten by that famous Brian Clough Nottingham Forest side in the final in Munich in the late 70s. And just didn't quite get over the line in that final. So Rangers to kick off. The ball is at the foot of Tom Lawrence, the referee, just about ready to go. Match day 1 in the 2024-25 UEFA Europa League for Rangers. Celtic getting their Champions League campaign off to an explosive winning start last week against Slovan Bratislava. Hearts to come next week in the Conference League. This week is all about the secondary competition, and it's one that Rangers have done pretty well in over the course of the last few years. As they do kick off, roll back to Barron, out to Casemiro on this near side, the Dutchman to his countryman Proper, who rolls it along his own 18-yard line for Suter, and he slips it out to Tavernier over from the right-hand side, just trying to step away from the youngster Hugo Bolin. Up to halfway, Tavernier clips it forward looking for Dessers. It's calmly dealt with at the back there by Pontus Jansson, a vastly experienced defender playing at left centre-back. And it's his long ball down the far side, which goes out of play off a Rangers man and out for a Malmo throw-in just inside the Rangers half over there on the Malmo left. Pyro going off in the Malmo end off to our left.
There's been a lot of pyro at the start of this game. It just shows you the strength of the wind, actually, when you see the smoke howling down the pitch here.
It's a long ball forward for Dessers. He's going to give chase. The goalkeeper's committed. Dessers goes round him. He's in the post, but it will surely be knocked in on the rebound. And Rangers have the opening goal through Bayrami. what a moment it is for Bayrami to get his first goal for the club, for him personally, but for this Rangers team collectively. What a start to this Europa League campaign. Malmo 0, Rangers 1.
It's unbelievable, Liam. It's as if the Swedish team were just caught napping the ball in behind to Dessers, who did well to take it round the goalkeeper. Really should have scored himself. Hit the face of the post and it popped out, and thankfully for Rangers, Bayrami was there to knock it in from 6 yards. An unbelievable start to the game from Rangers.
Yeah, Cyril Dessers did so well to latch onto the ball. The goalkeeper just a little bit
hesitant,
maybe. A bit hesitant in our second thoughts there. It's cost him big time. Dahlin, Dessers rounded him, hits the post, and it pops out to Bayrami, who could not miss. And that is him off the mark. I mean, just made his first start for the club at the weekend. He comes in tonight and he gives Rangers a precious lead here. Philippe Clement down there on the edge of his technical area. Absolutely delighted with that. Malmo will have their moments tonight though, and here they come forward looking for an immediate riposte, but it's loose touch in the midfield there by Lasse Jonsson, the Norwegian, and Rangers are coming away in the counter with Václav Černý, but he's just had it pinched off him. But it's won back double quick time by Diamonde. Now it's Bayrami, slips it through to Diamonde, he's inside the box. Malmo with a couple of players sliding in eventually. They're able to get it clear through Colin Rosler. And it breaks to Bayrami and back to Barron. What a start for Rangers that is.
It really is, Liam. I mean, you couldn't have asked for better. Even just now, I know we're only just about 3 minutes into the game, but another decent opportunity with good passing down the left-hand side, put Diamande into the box. He might get a shot away. It was actually well dealt with in the end by Malmo, but Rangers certainly not coming here to sit and soak up the pressure by the looks of things.
Well, getting the goal will add to the confidence, and you can see they're comfortable in possession in the early exchanges here. Casimiro back to Proper, and then back to Jack Butland. He knows now, if he keeps a clean sheet, Rangers win the game. It'll be a priceless victory. To say this on paper, their most winnable away fixture in this Europa League phase. With trips to Nice, Olympiacos and Manchester United to come further down the road.
Yeah, definitely, 100%. You look at those 3 fixtures and you think it'll be very difficult to get points from those games away from home.
Stiga Larsson with the ball back the way. It's dumped forward by Rosler up towards the edge of the Rangers box. Tellin chases, but it comes right through to Butland, who'll bowl it out short there to Proper. And he slips it out to Connor Barron. He goes back the way to his goalkeeper. Jack Butland defending the end of the stadium where the Rangers supporters are. The end to our left, where the Malmo Ultras are, is a safe standing stand. The whole stand is safe standing. This kind of thing UEFA haven't allowed in UEFA competition in the past. And it does add to the atmosphere as Rangers pick up with Tavernier over on the right-hand side, and it's square to Proper. Under pressure there from Anders Christiansen, who scored twice at the weekend in the win over Häcken. It breaks to Černý over there on the Rangers' right in the attacking third. His ball forwards cut out, and it breaks back to Diamande. Diamande on the turn, runs into a bit of trouble there. And the referee blows. It's a foul on Oliver Berg, who's the Malmo player who was struggling to deal with Diamande just when he spun him.
Really sharp, really sharp spin there from Diamande in the middle of the pitch. So we popped 1 and 2. Quite a cynical foul in the end. Just body checked. Chance for Rangers. Tavernier over to put it into the box. Fairly central it is. They need to get an angle on this, you would have thought.
Yeah, it's slightly right of centre. Maybe about 8 yards away from the edge of the centre circle. And it's Tavernier and Černý who are over it. And Tavernier got his first goal of the season at the weekend in the quarter-final win over Dundee at Ibrox. Černy's left the scene. Tavernier clips it in with the right foot, bending it into a dangerous area, and it's put behind for the corner. Taking absolutely no chances there for Malmo was Jens Striger Larsson, the Dane, and it was behind for a Rangers corner. Really bright start. Rangers with a 1-0 lead 6 minutes in.
It was a decent ball in from James Tavernier. I think probably just a wee bit of lack of communication from Suter and Proper. They didn't follow it in. They were peeling out round the back, but Malmo give away the corner anyway. An in-swinger from James Tavernier coming up.
Tavernier with his hands in the air. A bit of movement now, and it comes, hangs in the wind towards the back post. It's headed down towards goal. I think it was off a Malmo player, and the Malmo players are gonna feel, I think there was a foul in there. The goalkeeper flapping a little bit as it came back towards his own goal, and the referee has blown his whistle. It will be a Malmo free kick inside their own penalty area, with the scoreline at Malmo 0, Rangers 1.
Well, as we know all too well, challenger goalkeeper, there's only one thing that's going to happen when he's in there trying to pluck it out there. Didn't seem an awful lot in it, but in those situations, 99% of the time, the referee gives the goalkeeper the foul.
The Rangers have only won 3 of their last 21 away European matches, 22 if you include the final against Eintracht Frankfurt, which was played on neutral territory in Spain.
It's a delay.
I was checking something, looking at a potential penalty for a foul on Suter, but it's been waved away. And Dahlin, the goalkeeper, takes it short to his left to Janssen, who gets it back. Joachim Björklund talking about Pontus Janssen, vastly experienced, as I said. He's a former Sweden international, captain Brentford to their playoff win over Swansea in 2021, and that is a club that hasn't really looked back since then. And that's left Czerny trying to get it under control in the midfield, but it breaks out to that left-hand side for the Brazilian left-back for Malmo, Gabriel Busanello. Long ball down the left, but out it goes. It's a Rangers ball, and we're almost on 8 minutes with Rangers leading 1-0, and the free kick given to Rangers over on the far side. Suter and Tavernier over it.
Yeah, it was bowling, just a shove in the back of Tavernier as the ball bounced up in the air. They do look a wee bit unsettled, Malmo, considering it's their home game. They're rushing, they're passing a wee bit. You see their manager down below is just asking for a wee bit of calm.
And they're coached by 48-year-old Henrik Rydström, who came to the club and turned their fortunes around pretty quickly. They weren't in European competition last year because they finished a lowly 7th in the Allsvenskan table in 2022. Of course, play the summer calendar. They've only got 6 games left of the title defence, 11 points clear of Djurgården on the top this season. A much more simple route to the title than last year when they won it by just 2 goals and goal difference to deny Elfsborg, as Bolin picks up down the left-hand side. Come Malmo, an opportunity perhaps to get the ball into the Rangers box. Down with Bolin, no foul by Tavernier. Sees the referee, a good view of it. It's stabbed back into his own box to Suter, and then Tavernier is brought down at the edge of his area, and that will be a free kick to Rangers. And I think just a little bit of frustration early on for Malmo. It was Busanello with a foul on Tavernier over there.
Yeah, they did well to work it out of quite a tricky situation. Tavernier defended the winger well in the first instance, bowling, and then in a tight area they popped it out. A wee triangle led to the foul.
Rangers with a 1-0 lead. That first minute goal from Nadim Bayrami. The Rangers manager was delighted to get that deal over the line and get him brought to the club after his 18 months at Sassuolo in Italy. Oh, flick headed away by Malmo's. Rangers do some attacking. Tavernier stabbing it forward. Dessers goes down. The challenge from Janssen, picked up by Bosanello, clips it up towards the halfway line. Over there it's Christiansen trying to control. It's stabbed out by Rangers for a throw-in to Malmo, which is taken quickly.
Yeah, Dessers will do well to get much change out of Janssen. He's an absolute beast. He enjoys the physical contest though, does Dessers, but Janssen is a man mountain.
He actually started both games against Rangers here in 2011, having his first spell at the club. Now at the other end of his career, he comes up against Rangers again and slipped forward there by Peña to the left-hand side. Bolin goes down, no free kick. In fact, it has been given in the end, just a few yards inside the Rangers half. It's been taken quickly, swept into the midfield there for Oliver Berg. He gets it back over on the far side, right foot stab ball to Bolin. Berg gets back onto it, goes down, and another free kick is given for Malmo, and this is about level with the edge of the D of the Rangers penalty area. Yeah, and I think the yellow cards come out as well for the Rangers captain.
Yeah, well, it's Diamandi, or is it Tavernier? Tavernier that's been booked. Diamandi, I think it was, yeah. You can see clear pull, I think, on the winger. He was away, he had the yard on him. Maybe not the worst foul to give away, but he's going to need to Walk a tightrope now. Yellow card so early on in the match. Just 11 minutes gone, and an opportunity for Malmo in a dangerous position. 22, 3 yards out.
Yeah, they've not really tested Jack Butland as yet. There's going to be an opportunity here perhaps to do so. And Malmo with this opportunity. It's about 2 or 3 yards from the far side touchline. And it's going to be bent in with the right foot. Rangers have everyone bar Dessers back to defend this. It's going to be swung in eventually. The referee's not happy. He's having to go and speak to the big group of players just round about the penalty spot inside the Rangers box. Tavernier, Diamande both there. The ref spoke to both of them, plus a couple of the home players, and this free kick will eventually be taken in. It comes towards the near post, a really poor delivery and cleared easily by Conor Barron. Helped on its way by Czerny. Back out to the skipper Christiansen, who took the free kick. And it was a really poor ball into the Rangers box. Not that the Rangers players were complaining. It's an awkward bounce there. Janssen goes after it, the ref sounds the whistle, and that's going to be a free kick to Rangers, and it goes against Thelin, the Malmo striker. It's Malmo 0, Rangers 1, 12 and a half in.
Thellin's another big physical player, playing the number 9 tonight. Centre forward was pretty obvious nudge to me. The referee getting the right decision. Malmo just growing into the game a wee bit in terms of territory on the pitch, but still not looking all that threatening when they get there.
Tavernier has it over on the right-hand side. Long right foot ball, hangs in the wind a little bit. Same for Diamande, who is onto it. Turns it back into the centre circle for Lawrence. Casemiro ahead of him in a more inverted position. It is with Casemiro back out to Bayrami on this near side. Stiga Larsson comes to meet him. Passes it back into his own half for Proper. Long ball with the right foot up to the edge of the Malmo box. It's headed half away. Stiga Larsson gets onto it. Pushes it into the midfield where it will be picked up by Berg, but he gives it away. Now it's Proper, goes back to Barron in the centre circle. In the Rangers half to Suter. Inside football forward to Tavernier. A relatively calm, controlled start to this match by the visitors, as opposed scoring in the opening minute of the game.
Always
help with
helps,
that.
Liam. Always helps. You're always looking at the start of a game to get your first touch in and get a successful pass off or win a duel. But as a team, when you score early in the match, it really does lift everyone.
Proper gets it from Barron, long ball, left-hand side of the Malmo box. It just skips away from Cyril Dessers, though. And behind for the goal kick. He'll be annoyed that he didn't score the goal himself.
He should have, for me.
Yeah.
He should have. He'd rounded the goalkeeper. The angle was quite tight, but I think he'd enough of the goal to aim at.
Yeah, bounce back out to Bayrami, who tapped it home for his first Rangers goal and their first goal of this Europa League campaign. But as far as Dessers is concerned, he's scored 7 goals in his 9 games so far this season. He managed just 2 in his first 10 last term, so it's been a... Well, that's quite the difference, isn't it? 7 and 9.
His goal scoring record's really, really good, Liam. Really good. And he's had to do it from a position where he was being criticised heavily. He's shown an awful lot of character to lead the line and be Rangers number 9 for such a long period of time now. And you're going to get chances. It's the one thing you're guaranteed playing up front for Rangers. So get chances. I think his conversion rate's improved, and you really can't argue with it.
Not sure if Bayrami's goal was as early as the one he scored against Italy for Albania at Euro 2024 in the summer. Wouldn't be much in that, the earliest goal in European Championship history, that one. And that's popped back by John Suter to Jack Butland. In fact, yeah, the one against Italy was 23 seconds. So that one was much later.
Took ages.
It was about 58, I think that one went in. Barron to Diamande, who picks it up midway inside his own half. Back to Barron, who's at the edge of his own penalty area. Now with Diamande slipping it forward, looking for Lawrence. Read though, and picked up by Colin Rosler. And then moved into the midfield. A slight challenge by Proper, comes off the Malmo man last and out for a Rangers throw-in. There's no question the Malmo players are rattled here.
Yeah, they are. Any team that loses an early goal is never great, especially at home, but we're not seeing them keep the ball well at all. We heard before the match how they're a possession-based team, but not shown that so far in the game. Still very early, right enough.
Yeah, that's a poor ball out by Butland, but Cropper gets onto it. He can only hook it high into the sky, drops back down onto his head, nods it away, but Malmo pick it up. Just little unforced errors like that can offer encouragement to the opposition, and you can begin to lose control of matches as Barron's adjudged to have fouled Berg. And that's going to be a free kick midway inside the Rangers half, right of centre.
He's unlucky there. I thought he got a lot of the ball, Barron. Even if he didn't see it that way, it's another chance for Malmo to put the ball into the Rangers box. Jensen going up as you'd expect. They'll need a better delivery than they had in the last time that they had an opportunity to swing one in.
Well, they're dominant in the league, and they're not in bad form, but they're not in white-hot form, Malmo, you have to say. Just 2 wins in their last 7. They exited the Champions League at the playoff stage. Pair of 2-0 defeats to Sparta Prague did for them. And they've got this free kick. Sergio Pena, the Peruvian, is over it. Right-footed delivery coming up into the Rangers box, and it comes. It's in a good area. Tellin's there, he's unmarked, and he scores! But the flag's gone up. Tellin denied as he knocked it home with the outside of the boot into the far reverse right corner. For a split second, Malmo thought they were back on terms, but the flag goes up and it's a free kick to Rangers. It stays 1-0 to Rangers.
The quality of ball in is good, but to be fair, you could see from here, we've not got a monitor tonight, so I can't check a replay, but from here it looked fairly clear. He was at least a good yard or so offside.
It's Malmo in possession with Jonsson, rolls it into the midfield. And then to the left of the centre circle, it's slipped back out to this near side for Rosler. To Stiger Larsson, who has it. He's getting it from Rosler again. Looking for a bit of movement there. The Malmo fans weren't slow with the pyrotechnics.
No, that's a wasted flare, that, isn't it? Money up and smoke, Liam.
Yeah, very good. There's Lawrence, the back heel to Barron, slips it in the middle there for Diamonde. To Tavernier. Rolls it through with the side foot looking for Dessers. It's cut out, picked up by Pena. Berg's ball to Tellin. He's done really well to force it to the left. Rangers could be caught here with Bolin, who's onto it. Tavernier and Suter battle back really well, and it drops to Proper, who clears with the right foot. Malmo perhaps beginning to waken up a little bit here. Berg has it, wins it off Czerny on the far side. Well defended by Tavernier, who gets in the way. Next to Václav Czerny, back to Tavernier. He's got it through to Lawrence. Lawrence then moves left of the centre circle, now to the left wing back. Casemiro preferred to do John Sterling this evening. Yilmaz injured, Jefte suspended. As Barron collects and then fires it out to Tavernier on that right hand side. To Czerny, ahead of him, back to Tavernier and then back to Suter. And I think Philip Clement will be quite happy if Rangers get a little feel of the ball here. Just in the last 5 minutes, it's felt like Malmo are beginning to threaten more than they were. 19 and a half in, Rangers lead 1-0.
A wee bit. They were a wee bit lucky to get in there. Jack Butland rushed out and then had to go back the way towards his goal. I felt as though Bolin could have hit the shot on his left foot early. He tries to cut inside, and thankfully for Rangers, they managed to snuff the attack out.
Bayrami for Rangers, level with the Malmo 18. He finds Lawrence, digs out a decent looking ball in. It comes off the defender, though it's half away. Diamonde wins it back. The Malmo fans thought there was a hand used, or a high boot maybe.
Yeah, I think that's it. Yeah,
Tavernier finds Czerny, back to Tavernier on the right, looks to swing the cross, sends another good ball. Dessers trying to get onto it. He's claiming he was being held there, and it was behind for the goal kick. He's still talking to the referee, Cyril Dessers, after that. It stays Malmo 0, Rangers 1 on 20.
I'll tell you what, the quality of the ball in from Tavernier there was absolutely sensational, right into the 6-yard box. Dessers was kind of grappling with the centre half. I felt as though he could have got contact on the ball if he just kind of been less focused and kind of scrapping with the centre half and made any type of contact at all towards the goal. It would probably have been a goal, but what a ball in from James Tavernier.
Rangers yet to win on Swedish soil. As they look to do so this evening, it will be the perfect start for them. And outside of the 2 previous ties against tonight's opponents, their only other meeting with Swedish opposition came in the second qualifying round for the Champions League in 1997 against IFK Gothenburg. They drew 1-1 at home hammered 3-0 in this country to go out 4-1 in aggregate. And as Malmo come forward down the left, Pontus Jansson across halfway. Infield to Berg. Has a look up to the right-hand side, decides to play the simpler ball to Peña, who'll then roll it out to Christiansen. On the right, met by Casemiro, into Peña, then to Berg, back to Christiansen on this near side. To Strigar Larsson, Christiansen goes down off the ball. Advantage for Malmo here though, as they come forward with Berg, just to push it back into the midfield there to try and make it work. Looking for Jonsson. The Rangers pinch it back. Scrappy bit of play from Malmo, but so's that from Suter as he rolls it straight into touch. Misunderstanding with Tavernier. Malmo throw in. Malmo 0, Rangers 1, approaching the end of the first quarter of this game on match day 1.
Yeah, Suter should have played the ball into Diamandi in the middle of the pitch. He chose the safe option, which was the pass out to square pass out to Tavernier, and then got that one wrong.
Strigar Larsson to Peña in the centre circle in his own half, pings it with the right foot down the left-hand side. Goes over the head of Tavernier. He kind of knew, I think, that the pace of the ball meant that the Malmo winger Bolin was not going to be able to do anything with it, although he has managed to prevent it going out for a goal kick. So it's a throw-in deep inside the Rangers half for Tavernier over there on the far side. Diamandi up the line, Czerny as well. Tavernier looking for Dessers, I think, when he's giving it straight to Peña. He can't control. Diamandi's onto it, he loses it. And now down the left come Malmo. Picked up by Busanello. The left-hand side, Bolin making for the byline. It's the cross in, and it's not a good one, and it sails over to the reverse right-hand side, and the flag goes up. And they've just got out of play. And they're thrown to Rangers down by the corner flag on this near side, despite the best efforts of Jens Strigar Larsson. Malmo 0, Rangers 1.
23 minutes into the game, Liam, and you have to say it's been a good performance from Rangers so far. Now they've got the goal ahead, they don't really need to force themselves forward in the match. They can sit in and try and make things difficult for Malmo, who aren't showing any signs of cutting them open or looking extremely dangerous in the final third. I think they'll be very disappointed with the start they've made to the game.
Throw in Malmo, just beyond the midway point of the Rangers half on this near side. The main stand side for Malmo as they tap the goal to our right. Bowled into Tellin inside the penalty area. His ball forward to the right of the box is mopped up by Casemiro. Comes off the head of Peña. It's on the halfway line. Czerny putting the pressure on, but Busanello does enough to force it back to his goalkeeper. Dahlin plays it short to Jansson. And then out to this near side for Rosler. Peña picks up low ball along the grass to Berg inside the Rangers half, to the right for Strigar Larsson. Down the right goes Berg. Barron comes to meet him. Casemiro there too. He's done really well, yeah. Brilliantly done there by Casemiro. The Rangers have gifted it away not long after that, and it's on the cusp of the final third here. Slipped out to the right by Jonsson. Strigar Larsson. Field to Rosler. Now Peña bends it into the area, but it's way too close to Butland, who holds on to it. And it stays Malmo 0, Rangers 1 on 24.5.
Just a wee sign of kind of desperation there from Malmo. Instead of trying to build the play, they're trying to force a cross in when it wasn't really on. Only one in the box as well was Tellin. It's a poor cross into the arms of Jack Butland, who'll just take as long as he wants for this one.
Well, Malmo lost all 6 of their group matches the last time they were in this competition, 2022. They're losing this one, and Rangers looking for another by Rami. Shoots right down the throat of the keeper. This time he holds on as he shuffled onto his right, just outside the box to the left of the D. Didn't catch it as he would have liked to, but he looks such a positive player, Berami.
Yeah, that was positive. I mean, he received the ball out in his wide left-hand position, cuts in onto his right foot, does well to get past the defender, but then the shot straight at the keeper.
There's Lawrence, shifts it to the edge of the box. Dessers, and he sits the defender down but loses sight of the ball. He just got away from him, and in a better touch he would have been in with just the keeper to beat. Here's Czerny, he shoots, it's blocked, deflected behind. Rangers have a corner. They have a 1-0 lead in Sweden.
Good wee spell for Rangers, a couple of efforts on goal. The ball into Dessers' feet there, he takes his first touch well, turns onto his left foot. For me, he should have hit it, tries to cut back. He does this sometimes when he's got opportunities to shoot. You see him chopping and trying to kind of cut back onto his other foot. He did it there and just couldn't quite get the control right. Probably been better served just hitting it in his left, because his first touch was good to take it onto his left with the turn, 18 yards out. Another chance for Rangers this time. Tavernier, the opposite side, outswing up.
In that far corner, see the Malmo fans with a no to VAR banner up there. Of course, the Swedish League has not adopted VAR, though it is being used tonight, of course. Outswinging corner then from Tavernier. The shrill whistles from the Malmo supporters. Trying to put him off, gets it into the area. Proper gets his head to it, but it drops over the bar onto the roof of the net. And Malmo have a goal kick, but Rangers maintain a 1-0 lead. It's been taken quickly. It's not a good header by Barron. He's gone back towards his own goal. Tellin getting onto it, but Tavernier gets between the man and the ball to pinch it back for the visitors. And now it's Barron back to Butland. He plays it short to Robin Proper. Butland then out to Casemiro on this near side. And the ball into the midfield for Diamonde, who goes back to Suter. Interesting to see how Casemiro gets on. He's on loan from Feyenoord. He was on loan last season as well at Rapid Vienna. He played in the first half of last season with Celtic's Nicholas Kuhn there. It'll be interesting to see what he can offer this Rangers side.
He's looked comfortable, Liam, so far in the game. I wouldn't suggest that Malmo have done very much to test him, but when he's been on the ball, he's certainly done nothing wrong. Doing his best to get up and support Bayrami down this left-hand side when he can.
It's Czerny, first time ball down the right for Tavernier. Czerny's made a good run forward, try to get back onto this, and he is onto it. He gets down to the byline, just couldn't get sight of the ball to pull it back. The defender did really well. It was Peña, the midfield player, who got back into defence and just managed to shepherd it behind for the goal kick, because Czerny looked for a moment as he'd got the run on him.
Yeah, he looked quick, but for me he just took one touch too many there, Liam, when he just got past Peña, was it? He should have whipped it at that point. He goes for the extra touch, and that just allowed Peña to get back at him and eventually ran out of space on the pitch.
Malmo have it down that left-hand side. Ball forward there is cut out from Busanello. We'll go out for a Malmo throw-in at level with the edge of the centre circle on the left, and the Malmo have bowled forward. Here by Tavernier. Diamonde couldn't get onto it. Malmo come forward, and it's been switched out to this right-hand side for Strigar Larsson. Two Rangers players around him, and Bayrami and Casemiro, as he passes it back to Rosler. Here's Jonsson. Jonsson's low ball out onto the touchline for Strigar Larsson. Right-footed low ball back in field. Pass back to Rosler from Jonsson. Malmo having to be patient here. Strigar Larsson has it on the touchline. Back to Rosler, to Peña, and then Rosler again. It's all very tight out there right now. No pass in field, cut out by Barron, but given away by Bayrami. Jonsson has it in the midfield, slips it through to Tellin, well defended by Suter though. And now it's with Czerny. His pass forward is poor though, straight to Strigar Larsson. Now it's Peña. Stiansson trying to get onto it, and then it ricochets back to Jack Butland and stays Malmo 0, Rangers 1, approaching the half hour.
Malmo just can't get going, can the Rangers are doing well to put them under pressure, especially when the ball comes into wider areas, doubling up on them. Cannot get by them, they can't get into the final third with any real quality or freedom. The Rangers are doing a good job at kind of quashing them when they get into those areas.
Robin Proper dinks the ball up to halfway. It's nodded forward though by Jonsson, but it's out for a Rangers throw-in on this near side. Casemiro to take. He's looking for an option in an attacking position. He's found it in Dessers. Now Bayrami. He's managed to work it out to Czerny on the right-hand side. Good, promising attacking move for Rangers this. Czerny leaves it for Diamonde. It's outside the edge of the D of the Malmo box. Shifts it to the left angle for Bayrami. Bends it in towards the back post, looking for Dessers. Headed half away. Collected on the chest by Berg at the edge of his own box. It was calmly dealt with there by the Malmo midfielder. Christiansen's ball though, out to that left-hand side for Bolin, is overhit, and it goes out for a throw-in to Rangers over on their right flank.
Sloppy again from Malmo in the middle of the pitch. Christiansen this time. It wasn't a particularly difficult pass, but getting it wrong. Not really found their stride, have they? They've not got any rhythm to them. Malmo Rangers can take a lot of credit for not allowing them to find any real rhythm in the match.
And getting it all wrong but carry on. as Rangers prepared to take the throw in that came as a result of that. Tavernier is over it. It's some movement from Czerny. The target of the throw was Dessers. He doesn't get it that far, and Bolsonaro clears, and eventually it's back into the Rangers half where Proper has it. He's looked pretty steady, Robin Proper. So one of these centre-backs looks quite calm and collected out there.
Yeah, he doesn't mind the ball at his feet. He certainly doesn't look as though he panics. He's not been asked to defend that much so far in the game. That wasn't one of his better balls, right enough.
Tavernier wins it back, despite the fact that Proper's pass was wayward initially. He switched it out to the right. It's come back over to the left here. Proper finds Casemiro. Then back to Proper, and now with Barron. Rangers with a 1-0 lead. Czerny with a dummy. Thought Dessers had made a run, which he hadn't.
Just got to take it in there. Just take your touch. It's a decent ball into him.
Bolin goes back to his keeper, Dahlin. Clears out to this near side. Stiger Larsson's headed into the midfield. Picked up over there by Busanello, and then Christiansen picks up and shifts it down the line to Bolin, taking on Tavernier. Bolin's had a really good season, scored 9 times from that left wing position as Malmo close in their latest Allsvenskan title. And there's Peña, dinks it high down that left hand side, it's headed clear, and then bounces off Czerny and out for a Malmo throw-in over on the far side. Very interesting to see how the new setup works in the club competitions.
Yes, it's not a group, is it, Liam?
36th team league phase.
You gave me a row earlier on for saying it was a group.
You kept saying it.
Sorry, I apologise. It'll not happen again.
You're not the only one, to be fair, but it's...
Really, I bet you Tom English is one of them as well.
Probably.
It's always getting stuff wrong.
I'm not going there. It's going to be a throw into Malmo on the far side. Bowled infield to Peña and collected by Jonsson. Finds Busanello over on that left-hand side. Now out to Bolin. Busanello continues his run. Low ball into the Rangers box, cleared by Suter. And Diamonde prevented the corner, but he's given it straight back to Malmo at the edge of his own box. Berg has it. Then Bolin picks it up on the left. And challenging by Tavernier, puts it out for a Malmo throw-in. Malmo enjoying just the last couple of minutes, bit of possession in the Rangers half.
Yeah, they're not doing anything with it though, Liam. I think that's been the issue for them so far in the game. When they do get themselves into a position where they look as though they could hurt Rangers, ultimately Rangers snuff them out. I don't think the movement off the ball is good enough from Malmo. Running out of ideas constantly.
There's Christiansen though, he's managed to knock it down the left-hand side of the Rangers box. Can't find a teammate though, and he goes behind for the goal kick.
Very forgiving, the Swedish supporters. You know, that's the sort of pass that you'd be getting booed for back home in Scotland if you made a bad pass like that, especially 1-0 down in a game of this magnitude. But they don't seem to be too perturbed.
Well, they're in a good place just now, and they generally score more than once. Scored 4 at the weekend against Hagen, so they won't be hitting the panic button at the moment. But because it's a home game for them, and this will be one of the matches they will have targeted for 3 points, it would be bitterly disappointing for them if they were to lose this one. Rangers looking to win in Sweden for the first time. I'm going to throw in to Rangers on the far side. James Tavernier over it. Level with the edge of the centre circle. In the Malmo half, pulls it down the line. Dessers holds on, he's done well against Pontus Jansson. Others arriving to help, but it's pinball to Diamonde, right hand side of the box. His cross comes in, it's too high for Bayrami. Picked up by Casemiro on the left hand side of the box, the left angle. Shimmies away from his man, passes it back to Lawrence. Lawrence forward to Bayrami. The Albania international finds Casemiro, he bends the ball in. It's poor though, way over the head of both Diamonde and Dessers, and Malmo have a goal kick, and it stays Malmo 0. Rangers 1. We're in the final 10 minutes of the opening 45.
Disappointing delivery from Casemiro there. Rangers had worked the ball well. He was involved down this left-hand side, cutting in his right. Both Diamande and Dessers have made decent runs in and around the penalty area, but he just flew it wildly high and out for the goal kick.
Here come Malmo down the left. Low ball forward is cut out by Suter. Now it's a Proper. And he gets it out to Bayrami, who was fouled there. That'll be a free kick and possibly a yellow card as well, coming the way of Rosler. He was so late there, the Malmo man, and Bayrami has felt the brunt of it, being helped to his feet by Stigar Larsson.
I'm not sure he catches him all that much, do you know? I mean, he is in late, and I can see why the referee from where he was on the pitch would book him. But I think almost Bayrami kind of jumps or rides the tackle. Certainly don't think he was caught. But anyway, yellow card it is.
Is Philippe Clement quite comfortable down there just now, do you think?
Well, you need to ask the fourth official. He's absolutely hammering there. He was wanting more than a yellow, I think. But yeah, I think he'll have enjoyed his team's performance. Away from home in Europe's never, ever easy. But they are leading, and they certainly look comfortable on the ball.
Here come Rangers. Casemiro, he's in a bit of space, driving deep into the Malmo half. Slips the low ball to the left-hand side of the box for Dessers. Now it's with Bayrami. Shifts it back to Lawrence. Left central position here, Tom Lawrence. Side football up to the edge of the box for Dessers. Dessers then slips it to Czerny. Takes a touch. Oh, and it's blocked on its way through. It comes to Diamande. He was in an offside position anyway. But
it just popped into Diamande's feet there. I mean, he was offside, so it wouldn't have counted. But if he'd managed to get the ball under control, he was only 12 yards out with a clear sight to go. But flag goes up anyway.
Czerny will be annoyed he's not done better there, won't he, with the shot?
Yeah, he will be.
Peña has it for Malmo. He's moving it to his left for Pontus Jansson. Switches it to Rosler, involved in that challenge with Bayrami a moment ago. There's a long pinged ball forward by Jonsson. Finds Berg eventually. Come back off Tavernier. Sanello. Infield to Jonsson. Out to the left for Berg. Now Bolin level with the Rangers 18-yard line on that far side. His pass in field is straight to Tom Lawrence though. And there's going to be a foul in the wake of that for Malmo. Free kick over on that far side for the Swedish champions.
Didn't look much in it to me, Charlie. Looked shoulder to shoulder for me, but again, Malmo getting into Rangers territory deep and then running out of ideas. Short passes that are getting cut out, misplaced passes. Rangers defending them well, but they've not really asked any questions in behind Rangers or made any kind of penetrating runs that are going to cause Rangers problems. Everything's in front of them, and Rangers are more than happy to defend it.
It's Jansson over the free kick for Malmo on that far side, about 6 yards from the touchline, the Malmo left. And it is the host's skipper who takes the free kick. It's a good delivery as well, and headed behind for what would have been a corner, but the flag's gone up for offside, and it stays Malmo 0, Rangers 1.
Great delivery into the box, really good, but you have to say, brilliant defending from John Suter. Rose highest to head it behind. Again, wouldn't have counted. Referees, or linesman's flag, sorry, was up, but the quality of ball in was far superior that time. Asked a question or two.
Goal by Christiansen. He was Danish international. He was at Euro 2020, though he didn't play much. As that slipped through by Rami. He's found Czerny. There's no flag. Czerny's one-on-one. Picks his spot, puts it wide. He's put it wide, and how important is that going to be? Václav Czerny right through in the goalkeeper. He's given him the eyes, but he's put it past the left-hand post, and it stays Malmo 0, Rangers 1. Wonderful pick out by Bayrami. Czerny in acres of space, all the time in the world to find the goal, but he's put it wide.
Well, it was a brilliant move from Rangers. The ball up to Dessers, lovely wee flick round the corner to Bayrami, who played it first time through to Czerny. He's one-on-one with the goalkeeper. He was under no pressure. He could have taken it around him. He maybe had too long to decide what he was going to do. The one thing you can't do is miss the target completely. You've got to make the goalkeeper work. And he puts it past the post. I mean, that could be huge for Rangers. At 2-0, it's a very different game, but massive chance. Really well worked from Rangers. The counter-attack, poor defensively from Malmo, but you've got to hit the target.
Well, when you come away from home in Europe,
you don't get better chances.
You've got to put that away.
You don't get better chances than that.
You could easily come to regret not taking that chance. Czerny knows it. You can see him, he's berating himself over there. You don't get much better than that. Here's Dessers for Rangers on this near side. Jansson all over him. Dessers emerges with it though. Sweeps it back down the line to Casemiro inside his own half. He goes back to Proper, and he switches it out to Connor Barron over on that right-hand side. Plenty time to find a teammate, and he goes back the way to Suter. Now it's Proper out to Casemiro on this near side. He steps across halfway. He elects to go back to Robin Proper. We're in the closing stages of the first half here in Sweden, under the lights now, as Barron picks up over on the far side. Suter to Proper, and now Lawrence. He shifts it back to Proper. I mean, they're not doing much with the ball here, but they're ahead. They don't have to, and they're just keep possession of the ball. Malmo can't hurt them as that long one comes through. Czerny might be in again here. The defender just gets the slightest nick on it. Bosanello to get it back to Dahlin, who clears it. It's not a great clearance, and Proper's first time ball finds Bayrami. He's now driving towards the edge of the box, shoots, draws the save. It's a good save by Dahlin. It's really good actually, because he's held on to it, and Bayrami caught that brilliantly. It looked like that was heading for the left corner of the net that Czerny should have scored into just a moment ago. It stays Malmo 0, Rangers 1.
It's another decent chance, I tell you. It's really sloppy again from Malmo. Picked up by Rangers, falls at Bayrami's feet. He's got 10 yards to travel into. He kind of hesitates to do it at first, then eventually moves into the space. He's hitting the ball from a good 20 yards out, catches it really, really well. And you're right, Dahlin, the save, very, very good.
There's a long ping ball for Malmo down the left. Bolin trying to get onto it, and behind Tavernier. Bolin gets there first. Tavernier with the challenge. Bolin still has it, gets down to the byline, trying to twist and turn away from Tavernier. He's done just that. He's into the box. Bolin dancing along the byline, but eventually runs into Diamonde, who can clear. Well, Tavernier was done up like a kipper there by Bolin. It's wonderful play by the young left winger.
Brilliant from Diamonde though, to get back into that position, sniff out the danger and make the tackle inside the box. Had to get the timing right of it. Just what you're wanting from your sitting midfielder when your full-back's taking out the game like that. Great skill, you're right to point out though, from young Bolin.
Janssen has it for Malmo, down the left-hand side, Bosanello. Ball forward finds Bolin. Takes it back to Berg, now it's with Christiansen. And low out to that left-hand side. There's more smoke. Billows in front of us. It's Malmo down the left-hand side. Bolin, low ball into the Rangers box. Christiansen facing away from goal. Tries to reverse it back towards goal. He's giving it away though, and Bayrami picks it up. Looking to release Dessers early. Dessers might get onto this. It's been misjudged by Janssen. Dessers has it. Bayrami can be slipped in. It's Bayrami. He's giving it back towards Dessers. Why is he not shot there? And Dessers is challenged and goes behind for the corner. Oh, Bayrami, it's inexplicable that he's not gone for goal himself there. I can only imagine he wasn't that comfortable on his left side.
What is he doing? What is he doing? Dessers gets the break of the ball because the defender made a right mess of it. He's bearing down in goal, probably could have shot himself, but then it opened up. You saw the runner by Rami to his left-hand side. Slips him in. He can only be 15 yards out on his left foot under no real pressure. Tries to reverse it back into Dessers, who by this point in time is marked. An absolutely crazy decision from Bayrami there. Rangers, you hope they don't live to regret this.
I was certain Bayrami was scoring in the final minute of the first half, having scored in the opening one. It's going to be a corner to Rangers. Czerny to take. The ref's not happy with, again, a group of players are about the penalty spot. Now he wants the corner taken. Václav Czerny, short to Tavernier, deep into the final minute of the 45. Back to the edge of the area for Bayrami, who shoots. It is blocked. Breaks to Tellin at the edge of his own box, and he clears it. He was caught as well, and that's going to be a free kick to Malmo off the ball. But I think Robin Proper's claiming he was getting his jersey pulled inside the Malmo box.
Yeah, it was well worked from Rangers, a short corner. Tavernier pinged out to the edge of the box by Rami, gets another shot. Looked as though it might have been going on target.
1 minute added.
There was a kind of claim from Proper inside the box that he was being pulled to the ground just before the shot was hit. I imagine VAR will take a look at it.
Yeah, the referee seems to be a bit of dialogue, but no, looks like he's won the game back underway. No penalty. Proper left frustrated. He's adamant.
Yeah,
there's been a sharp pull on him. As Stephen said earlier, we don't have the benefit of a monitor, unfortunately, so we are being starved of replays this evening. It's a long ball forward there by Dahlin, and that free kick the edge of his own box. And a head tennis going on there. It's Suter with his head onto it, and then nodded out to the left by Jonsson. And then down that left-hand side come Malmo. Jonsson's onto it. It's a low ball into the Rangers box, but it's come right through from Bossanello to Jack Butland, who holds on, and I think that'll just be about that. In fact, it is half-time in Malmo, and Rangers leading thanks to Nadim Bayrami's first goal for the club, and it came in the first minute of their Europa League campaign. Dessers rounded the goalkeeper, hit the post. He was fortunate that it bounced out to a teammate, and Bayrami tapped it into the empty net to give Rangers a sensational start here in Sweden. And they've threatened a couple of other times. They really should have more than the one goal. Václav Černý one-on-one with Dahlin, somehow managed to put his effort past the left-hand post, and then Bayrami, right at the end of the first half, was played in by Dessers. For some reason he decided, rather than shoot, to try and pass it back to Dessers, who had two defenders around him. It's an incredible decision to make, given the position of the pitch he found himself in. But when that is all said and done, it is a lead for Rangers at the interval here in the Malmo Stadion, when it is Malmo 0, Rangers 1.
Rangers in the Europa League.
Live on Sports Sound from BBC Radio Scotland.
There's no substitute. On BBC iPlayer.
Somebody need a hand? I'm branching out to new islands with new clients.
Wow, look at that!
Interior designer Banjo Beale and his team return to breathe new life into local businesses across the Hebrides.
Because we've got a lot to do in not a lot of time.
Creating incredible designs in the heart of island communities.
I think a lot of people will be really happy.
I think they'll be so happy. Whoa! I think I will cry. Up here, I love these lights. Yeah, they're beautiful.
Designing the Hebrides. Watch all episodes now on BBC iPlayer.
You're listening to European Sports Sound on BBC Radio Scotland as Rangers kick off their Europa League campaign away to Malmo. So far, so good for Philippe Clement's side. They have a 1-0 advantage, but it really should be so much more. Some great opportunities after Bayrami opened the scoring for Rangers in just the first minute. Tom English and Neil McCann alongside me in the studio. Neil, you called it. You said from what you had seen of Malmo, very, very open. Rangers would get opportunities, and they have had so many tonight.
So many. They could be so comfortable, Kenny, in this game. I'm kind of confused of what Malmo are trying to do. Have they been disrespectful to the opposition? Have they thought that they could just come here and play in this chaotic manner and be comfortable? Always felt that the makeup of the Rangers side, we spoke about it just prior to kick-off, was built enough to create chances, but the way that Malmo are playing, they're allowing Rangers to get really aggressive. At times Černý, Dessers and Bayrami are actually playing as a proper front three, tight front three. When Malmo are out of possession, Kenny, they're playing almost two strikers. It's like a 3-4-1-2 out of formation, so they're trying to stop particularly Conor Barron from building it, so they're getting a man in the 10 position with two strikers. But at times Rangers can actually go direct to the front line if they want. Larsson in particular, playing almost as a right out of possession, as a right of the four, doesn't know whether to go forward. At times he drops back, that opens up the fullback position. But like I said, they're so risky in possession that they're so disjointed when the turnovers come. And actually Rangers have been disciplined tonight. I think they've got back in numbers. Diamandi's been good at times, particularly towards the end of the half there when Bowling rolled Tavernier. But the opportunities have come. Černy's got to score. Tom was right, he's got to score. What a chance. And why Bayrami doesn't just step onto that and take it first time is beyond me, but very, very encouraging. I mean, it's really strengthened my thought that this is a 3-pointer for Rangers. If they can take 3 points, it'll be a wonderful, wonderful night for them.
Yeah, they've got such a tough set of fixtures, Tom. Just look at the stats for the game. 10 shots for Rangers. Yeah, 1 to the home side. They've not managed 1 in target. Rangers 4 in target out of their 10. I mean, they're really dominant here, aren't they?
Yeah, Malmo have had 2 touches in Rangers' box. It's kind of bonkers.
Yeah.
I don't know if the opening goal after a minute has just changed Malmo's thinking entirely, or were they always going to freewheel the way they've been freewheeling to no great extent whatsoever. No effect, certainly. They're leaving so much space for Rangers, it's untrue. There's no structure to their game at all. And as Neil was saying and as Tom was saying, like 1-0, it should be 2, possibly 3-0 to Rangers.
It's incredible.
It's an incredible game. You look at the stats from Malmo domestically, defensively, they don't give away many goals at all. And
this is what I mean, Tom. Have they disrespected Rangers a wee bit?
I don't know. I'm at a loss to figure it out. Did the opening goal unsettle them? Did they say, "Oh, right, we're 1-0 down. It's a minute gone, Rob. We need to now kind of throw caution to the wind here." But it's almost reckless in what they're doing. And Rangers, if this continues the way it is, Rangers are going to win this game comfortably. They have to be careful. They have to be careful because, Malmo now are obviously, throwing punches left, right and centre, metaphorically speaking. They're almost playing with an abandon. That makes them dangerous. Makes them dangerous in terms of... But it makes them vulnerable, but it also makes them dangerous.
I was just about to say, it makes them vulnerable because I said there, Kenny, that when a team play with fluidity and they're actually almost unorthodox in terms of how their attacking play is in the final third, so they're almost encouraging a wee bit of licence of freedom just to go off and run into spaces or almost surround areas. If you're really structured, and the word I used was disciplined, and you stay in your shape, then opportunities will present themselves. I never thought for a second that would happen in the first couple of minutes, like by Rami. No. I mean, he just walked on. I talk about Larson. He doesn't know whether it would be high. He doesn't know it would be tucked in. They're all over the place. They're almost risking it in the first couple of minutes. The pass back is outrageous. It's outrageous to try that pass back anyway. But the fact of the matter is because they're so broken out of shape that this 3-4-1-2 out of possession is then flipped and they play like an orthodox 4 fullback squeezing up. You're holding midfielder dropping in. It's like a 4-1 kind of build from the back. It's very typical of how a European side will play. But then it's out of possession. It's how all over the place there. I mean, look at this. We're looking at this goal here. Look how lopsided that pitch is. See if I stopped that right there, Kenny, you would probably 10 players.
You're not in sports scene, Neil.
I know I'm not. I know, because I'm getting better questions, that's why. But if I stopped that picture right there, Kenny, right, there would be 10 players on the left-hand side of that pitch. That is so lopsided. It's incredible. And this is... I love the tactics of a game. I love looking at how teams kind of come up against each other. That's mental stuff.
Not as much as I love that comeback. That was pretty good.
It was good. I'll give you that. For me, it's in possession as well. When they get into the final third, they have got no idea.
There's no shape, Tomo.
It's just like,
Is it like that because we can only see television pictures, and you'll say the same, Tom? When you're at a ground, you can see the whole pitch, you can see the whole makeup. Is it like that out there?
What they look like is they look like every time Rangers win the ball back in a decent area that they could get up the pitch and score and put them under pressure. When they're on the ball, they seem to have a lot of bodies. They've not asked any questions, so everything's in front of Rangers. It's trying me triangles and popping them about, but Rangers midfielders dealt with it well. I think Diamandi's played well. Barron protecting. The back four haven't really been asked questions, and when they get the ball into wide areas, not one of their wingers, Bowling only once managed to get past Tavernier, but they're not looking to get to the byline and put crosses in. It's hard to work out exactly how they think they're going to score. Yeah.
We had an interesting chat pre-match, guys, about Dujon Sterling, who starts this evening on the bench, Tom, and you were looking at some quotes that come in pre-match from the manager.
Yeah, he said he wasn't in the team because he was at the playing left back. Casemiro, excuse me. That Casemiro's fitter than Sterling at the moment. And that also Casemiro has played left back there, has played left back at this level before. But he said that Casemiro is fitter. I don't know how, that what's been happening with Dujon Sterling. It's a kind of a strange one, isn't it?
I think if you're not playing, then you can lose that match sharpness and fitness. But actually, to my mind, I don't remember Sterling being out of the game much. I don't see him being in the sidelines with injuries. It's a strange comment to make, yeah.
Do you think he maybe just doesn't fancy Dujon Sterling?
Maybe he doesn't fancy him at left back tonight.
He's had a slow start, and he had a slow start last season. Maybe it takes him. I don't know why a player would take so long to get it up and running. But maybe he's that type. Maybe that type of player. He certainly played his best football for Rangers towards the end of last season.
I tell you, looking at this game tonight, if Rangers had a Yefty playing or a Yilmaz, I think they would be further ahead in this game because, for me, down that side, it was illustrated there in the first goal how almost left side biased Malmo seemed to be in this first 45 minutes. I can't imagine it can be like that in a second. It just can't. But had Rangers had that natural ability to bomb from a deeper position, I think they would be out of sight in this game.
Malmo look like a team who are 1-0 down with 2 minutes to go in a cup final.
Yeah, they're just going for it.
They're just saying, right, it's good to watch. Forget this defending bit. Let's just ignore that. Let's just pile forward. But they're like a rabble. There's no, as you were saying, like going forward. There's no structure. There's no real danger to them. But I still think it's 1-0. It's the old cliche.
I know.
It's the old cliche. Cherney, I mean, you keep watching that, you think, how he's had all the time. Maybe he's had too much time. I don't know. But it's such a great chance.
Tom, would you agree with Neil? We were chatting during commentary there. He thinks that Dessers generally needs to be a whole lot more physical. He would see a far bigger return if he just put himself about. It was a bit more aggressive.
I think he linked well for the chance that we're talking about, the Cherney chance, the wee ball round the corner to Bayrami. He's up against, I mean, you need to see Janssen in real life to understand what he's up against here tonight. This is a big old player. He must be a 20 stoner, this guy. And so it's like, it's difficult. It's not the sort of challenge.
I was talking about, like, obviously the players that you always hark back and you think about the players, centre forwards that you've played with, and I look at Dessers at times, and I would say probably half a dozen times a game he's demonstrating to the referee that he's having his shirt pulled, and I'm thinking,
he does that a lot.
Do you remember that one that you said the ball was flashed? I think it was Tavernier maybe flashed it across the face of the goal.
He just needed a touch.
And he's moaning about pulling. I would think like you or a Gabi Amato or you could just keep rhyming strikers off, would probably be getting penalised for throwing the centre back or grabbing the centre back and making sure that he's winning a fight. I would love to see Dessers being a little bit more aggressive. He's been here long enough now.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying. I do.
Yeah.
But I think he actually enjoys the contact. But what he kind of does is gets too engrossed in the contact that he forgets about the cross coming in or the ball coming in. You know what I mean? Especially when the ball's coming in from wide areas. But it's not. I mean, playing against Jensen, 6'4". Really big guy. You're not going to get much change out of him in a physical battle, so he's got to think about other ways of trying to get the better of the centre half. I don't think he's played too badly tonight.
No, I think he's been decent. I think Rangers have been really good tonight.
Yeah, I do as well. And I think the midfield, I think maybe Lawrence has been a touch quieter, but for me, Diomandi's put in an awful shift in the middle of the pitch, getting about, covering for players, doubling up in wide areas. He's looked really good, and defensively they've just not been asked questions. So, we spoke before the game about would Casemiro and would it be an issue with him on the left hand side of the defence, having not really been there. It's not his natural position. He's a right footer. Blah blah blah. Nobody's faced him up and tried to take him on down the wing. So you're saying to yourself, what, have they done the homework, this team, or what?
Exactly. And I think it's interesting you talk about Tom Lawrence. You're right. He's been quiet tonight because I don't think he's been required to go beyond Dessers, because I've said there, the way they're playing out of possession, when the ball gets turned over, there's so many opportunities with Bayrami and Cherney's playing really close to Dessers. They're not really needing to go back with aggressive full-backs or wing-backs that Malmo are playing, because they're not playing like that. So therefore, Tom Lawrence is actually sitting deeper. Conor Barron and Diamandi's then been deeper, and the back four of Rangers have really been disciplined that they're not getting balls pinged in behind them, that it's all in front of them. So Tom Lawrence has actually played a much more withdrawn, more typical midfield role, because Bayrami has probably had one of the easiest games of his life as a wide player tonight.
The amount of space he's finding the ball in,
unbelievable.
I mean, normally you've got a full back or a wing back right up against you, putting you under P, forcing you back the way towards your own goal. He's just saving it. He's in 15 yards of space. You can draw a
circle
around him.
And that's what I mean, Tomo, because he's generally in European games you're asked to defend, and particularly away from home, you're probably having to cover your fullback. But I don't remember Bayrami being asked that question. Czerny's been back a couple of times, but it's been so comfortable for Rangers.
I can hear the teams out there. Just for a hand back, Tom, there's a developing story tonight. We may or may not have more on this later in the evening.
It's a statement that came out a short while ago from St Mirren. St Mirren Football Club has suspended Sean Rooney today on a precautionary basis after he disclosed to the club his involvement in an alleged incident in Glasgow city centre last week. The club will now undertake a full investigation into this incident and will make no further comment during that process.
OK, he's a big player for St Mirren, no doubt at all about that. Quite a controversial character is Sean Rooney, so more will develop in that in the coming days, I am sure. Let's get back to the Europa League tonight. What a game it's been. That first half has been tremendous. Malmo against Rangers. Let's get back to Stephen Thompson and Liam McLeod.
Well, Rangers' record in the Europa League since they were infamously beaten by Progress in the qualifiers in 2017 has been excellent. Played 70, only lost 14 of them. As Malmo kick off the second half, going right to left in the sky blue and white. Rangers in the dark navy and black with red flashes, and one of their change colours go left to right, and they will attack the end of the stadium their supporters are housed in. The Rangers fans just set off some red, white and blue smoke from the away end off to our right behind a netting. There's the away section. I
take it they purchased these over here.
Yeah, well, I don't know if they're
you're not a customs man, are you? I'm asking the wrong question there.
Oh, I don't think you're taking pyrotechnics. I don't think you're declaring that when you enter the country, are you?
No.
I don't know who's the job, right? You have to go and get the pyro. We're all off to the pub. It's Malmo in possession on this near side. Bosanello, no changes for either team at the interval, so Rangers continuing with Butland in goal as he just clears it first time with the right foot. Tavernier, Suter, Proper, Casanguero at the back, Barron, Diamonde, Czerny, Lawrence, Bayrami, the goal scorer, and Dessers. But here come Malmo. Christiansen has it nicked off him by Tavernier. A huge roar for a free kick at the edge of the box. The Portuguese referee's not interested. Malmo have gone same again for the start of the second half. It's a dreadful ball by Connor Barron over on the far side. Malmo get the cross ball into the box. Tellin gets the little touch onto it. Suter slides in and gets it away, and he's going to get a free kick as well, and that will annoy the Malmo supporters some more. Rangers with a 1-0 lead in the opening couple of minutes of the second half here.
Well, they started the game better, Malmo, than certainly they did the first half. A couple of dangerous attacks there. Tavernier, I felt, did get a touch on the ball. Clearly the Malmo fans disagree, but I felt as though he did touch it. They're going to have to change something, Malmo. They're going to have to be, in terms of creating opportunities, Butland has been so quiet tonight, hardly had anything to do.
We'll settle for that if it remains the case by the end of the game. Rangers have had troubles on the road recently, going back into last season. They've only won 2 of their last 14 games away from Ibrox in the Europa League. But generally speaking, just over the course of the last 6 months or so, games away from home have been an issue for the Rangers managers. Christiansen's bundled to the ground, free kick. Malmo slightly left to centre, midway inside the Rangers half. I think Malmo could be quite as disorganised in the second half as they were in the first. I would expect better from them in the second period.
Agreed.
There's a free kick then, and Bosanello is over it. And it's just slightly left to centre, as I say, midway inside Rangers territory. And everyone for Rangers again, bar Dessers, behind the ball. Bosanello stands over the free kick, left-footed delivery coming up into the Rangers box. Butland's just off his line. It's dinked to the right-hand side of it, comes bouncing off the head of Peña, headed clear by Proper, only half away. Low ball back into the box, clear by Diamonde, caught flushing the volley there by Jonsson. It was a decent hit as well. Not sure where that was going, but it's been blocked by a Rangers defender and out for a Malmo throw-in on the far side. Level with the Rangers penalty spot. Taking by Stiger Larsson, back to Peña, dinks the ball in with the right foot. Tellin got the shout to leave it. Christiansen behind him shoots, but he scuffs his effort. The Malmo captain has it again, lifts it forward to the edge of the box. Suter heads it away. Slipped out to this left-hand side for Bolin. Turns it back to Jonsson, right-footed, angle ball in, headed away by Suter. Lawrence caught by Peña. Free kick Rangers. and that takes the pressure away.
Well, the one thing they are doing at the start of this second half is putting more crosses into the box. There's been about 3 or 4 Rangers that defended them reasonably well, but they've definitely upped the ante in terms of not just keeping it in the ball, but for keeping sake in front of Rangers. They're actually putting the ball in and asking Rangers to defend it.
Malmo are Sweden's most successful club, 23 titles. They've won 3 of the last 4. They are the only Nordic club to reach the final of a European competition. And they did so in that European Cup showpiece in '79 in Munich. And here they come on the right-hand side.
What about Gothenburg done United?
Switched out to this left-hand side for Malmo, who have it with Bolin. And he turns it back to this near side. Sorry, European Cup's what I meant to say. Did I say UEFA?
All right, okay.
There's Malmo in possession out in the left of Busanello. Flips it forward with the left foot. Berg getting in behind Diamonde. He's managed to get it back to Butland under heavy pressure. There he was. He's done well to clear it. Lawrence wins it. The ball taken. Again, the Malmo supporters have not exactly taken to the Portuguese referee tonight. A few decisions questionable. Bolin picks up on the near side. Tavernier's challenge. Bolin goes down. Free kick's given. It's a couple of yards from this near side touchline.
That one was more obvious for the referee, an easier decision for him to make. Tavernier just diving in on Bolin, getting the timing of it wrong, but the other ones have been bouncing balls, fractional. You're right, the supporters giving him a wee bit. Another chance for them to put a ball into the box here. I imagine Jensen will be making his way to the middle of the box.
We've got 3 or 4 players around this free kick at the moment as they try and work out a way to get back level in this match. Rangers leading 1-0, almost on 51 minutes. One man, Václav Černý shaped ball here in front of the free kick, which will be flighted in by Peña, right-footed, towards the penalty spot. Tellin's header, and he's put it well wide. He might, when he sees that back, realise it's a better opportunity than he gave it credit for. He's put it well wide. It stays Malmo 0, Rangers 1.
Ball in's good, he's there, he's unmarked. I think he kind of gets it all wrong with his body shape when he makes contact with the ball. It's a decent opportunity. Maybe it was just a fraction behind him when he was trying to arch his neck to try and get purchase on the ball, but that is, I would have to say, their best chance in the match so far.
By Rami on the far side, trying to free himself of the 2 Malmo players who challenging. Christiansen knocks it off him and out for a Malmo throw-in. It's been a little bit more about Malmo since the break.
Yeah, they've been a rocket at half-time, 100%.
Bowled back down the line by Stigar Larsson. Infield to Peña, who's back into his own half for Janssen. And over there it's Rosler. Into Stigar Larsson, right on the halfway line. A little flick there by Christiansen, back onto the halfway line it comes, and then knocked out low by Jonsson to Bolin, and now Busanello's onto it, left-hand side, cross blocked by Černý. Busanello has it, Černý cuts it out at the expense of a Malmo corner.
Černý did well to match the run. Also, when it came back to Busanello on his right foot, he could have put it in. He tries to chop down the left-hand side again. Černý getting the block in. You can feel the energy in the stadium has gone up dramatically, and it's been all Malmo, you have to say, all Malmo in the opening 7 minutes of this half.
Rangers trying to stand their ground here at the back as they protect this 1-0 lead. The corner will be taken on this near side. I don't know who it's being taken by. I presume it's Christiansen. The reason I can't see is because the Malmo supporters to our left are all standing up to watch this, and it comes headed away by Suter on the penalty spot. Nodded back by Jonsson to this near side. Flicked forward by Berg. He was out to play off by Rami for a Malmo throw-in. Christiansen is going to leave it for Peña. It's a bit of movement from Christiansen. And from Bolin. He was back the way eventually onto the halfway line for Pontus Jansson. Side football with the right, out to this near side for Peña. Forward it comes to Berg. Slips it out wide left on the touchline for Bolin. Low ball infield. Jonsson winds up the shot and drags it well wide of the left-hand post. I think Rangers are probably the settle for that situation there when Jonsson picked it up. There were 3 Malmo players ahead of him in the box, and he decided to lash from 20-odd yards, 25 yards just about, and it goes well wide.
Yeah, but he picked it up in space, which is the one thing that didn't happen in the first half when they were trying to build. He picked it up a good 25 yards out. Nobody really on him. Probably right to take the shot on. He certainly had the right to do it, but he dragged it into the ground.
Ball forward by Lawrence, is picked up by Janssen. Rangers can't really get a touch of the ball. Interesting to see what the possession is since half-time. Malmo pick up with Berg driving forward. Here he goes, up to the edge of the Rangers box now. To the left-hand side, Bolin, low ball in and over the bar by Christiansen, who slides down onto his knees and holds his head in his hands. He obviously feels he should have scored there. Rangers beginning to live a little bit of a charmed life at the back all of a sudden. 10 into the second half, Malmo 0, Rangers 1, but that lead's looking more precarious than it was before the break.
Should be hitting the target, in all honesty. It was good work on the left-hand side. Bolin flashes it into the middle of the box. Christiansen arriving late, round about the penalty spot. Was bouncing up ever so slightly, but should be hitting the target. That's a let-off for Rangers.
Rangers maintain their 1-0 lead. Just Lawrence is onto it, just playing it short to the left for Casemiro. Forward towards Bayrami, gets it back to Lawrence, gets the break of the ball. Much needed play in the Malmo half here for Rangers, and Bayrami's found Czerny's at the edge of the box. He's on the left, goes back onto the right, leaves it for Dessers, and then they overcook it again, and Malmo come away with it.
Should have shot.
Yeah, I was just going to say, it was I remember he scored against Motherwell, wasn't it? At Hampden, similar situation. You're going to see Czerny pop up there regularly this season. And now it's with Bayrami in a right central area in the attacking third. Lawrence out to Czerny, level with the 18-yard line. Back to Diamonde, to Lawrence. And Diamonde steps away from Christiansen. There's Lawrence to Diamonde. Finds Barents left of the centre circle. Sideways pass to Diamonde. Back to Suter. Then out to Václav Czerny on this near side. He steps in field. He's in a central position now as Czerny. Gets it out to Barron on the left. Barron slips it forward there to Dessers. Dessers then for Casemiro. Rangers' best period of play in the second half. It's Czerny. Gets the shot away, but he drags it well past the right-hand reverse post. As he found himself left in the penalty spot, and it stays Malmo 0, Rangers 1 on 57 just about.
Well, he elected to shoot on that occasion, but it probably wasn't all that on from the angle he was at. And you're right to point out, he does love to pick up that position on the right-hand side and drift in on his left. It had opened up for him on the previous occasion, but elected not to shoot.
Busy weekend coming up, gets underway tomorrow on the BBC Scotland TV channel. Scottish Cup first round. Dalkeith Thistle, Broxburn Athletic. The BBC covering the Scottish Cup from the first round onwards. And then on Saturday, Dundee Aberdeen, 3 o'clock kickoff. Along with Hearts, Ross County, Kilmarnock, Dundee United, Motherwell, St Mirren, St Johnstone, Celtics, a 5:45 kickoff in Perth. Here comes Malmo, left-hand side, Bolin's cross. And right through to Butland, who holds on. Of course, Rangers hosting Hibs on Sunday, midday kickoff at Ibrox. Bayrami for Rangers, moves it left to right of the circle for Diamonde, gets it under control and comes forward and slips it with the left to Czerny. Loads of space here, Czerny, right hand side of the box, pulls it back, and Lawrence shoots over the bar. I think it was maybe just slightly behind him when it arrived at his foot, and it goes over the crossbar for a goal kick and stays 1-0 to Rangers. There is activity on the Malmo bench, so clearly, even though they've been better in the second half, they're still behind. And Erik Botheim, who was a Norway international, is going to come on. Got on the score sheet against Häcken at the weekend. 2 from Christiansen, 1 from Botheim and Tellin. And it's Malmo in possession. There'll still be chances in the second half for Rangers.
Well, that was a decent chance there for Lawrence. Czerny picked him out. Again, arriving late into the box. It was just behind him. You were right to point that out. He couldn't really get the purchase on it. Lifted it over the bar ropes.
Yeah, Bolin, left-hand side of the 6-yard box, cross from Berg, cut out by Diamonde, and it's another Malmo corner.
Everything's coming down this left-hand side for Malmo in the second half. Diomande doing well again to track the run into the box, gets the block, but yet another corner.
He finds himself in some really good defensive positions, Mohamed Diomande. He's done a really important job for Rangers. Where's the number 10? But a lot of his good work is defensively. Malmo corner. And Christiansen's over it on the near side. In the 60th minute, 1-0 Rangers. Into the box it comes, headed away there by Bayrami. Picking up the scraps on this near side, Busanello. The referee eventually gives Malmo a throw-in on this near side. Is it came off Czerny, I think. It's going to be a Malmo throw. The change being made. Christiansen is being hooked, the captain. And on comes Erik Botheim. He's only got the one cap for Norway. He came through all the Norwegian youth levels with Erling Haaland. And he is a player that has managed to score 10 goals this season in his 30 appearances. So they've got a few in the squad actually that know their way to goal, and it's exactly what they need right now. Trailing 1-0 in Matchday 1 in the Europa League are Malmo, and Botheim comes on. A different kind of threat to Christiansen. Thrown down the left-hand side's headed away by Tavernier. Did well battling with Tellin there. And then a poor touch by Bolin, and it's out for a throw into Rangers on this near side. The Rangers manager down there, standing in his technical area. It's not one for sitting down during matches, Philippe Clement. The Malmo fans waving the big flags behind Jack Butland's goal off to our left. And that ultras section. Rangers fans doing likewise up the other end off to our right. Here's Bolin for Malmo, gets the ball into the midfield. It breaks though to Diomande, who finds Tavernier. Wasn't a great ball. Tellin thought he was in there. Shooter was in the way of it though. And here come Rangers on the counter. It's slipped forward to Dessers, who's driving forward up towards the edge of the Malmo box. Just had it towed away from him by Janssen. And Janssen's given it away on the far side, and I think Bayrami knew the foul was coming there. And he's got his team a free kick over on the left flank, midway inside the Malmo half. It is Malmo 0, Rangers 1 here on Sports Sound on BBC Radio Scotland. Extra 810 medium wave on digital and online at bbc.co.uk/sportscotland.
Tessa should have done better with it, get kind of muscled out. And it was Janssen again just steaming in. Bayrami knew the challenge was coming, went down. Chance now to put the ball in the box, 30 yards out. Right in the touchline. Czerny, I think, is going to put it in.
It is Czerny. Bayrami's out there as well. How Rangers would love a second goal, just to take the sting out of everything Malmo have thrown at them since the break. Czerny and Bayrami wait over on the far side. It is Czerny's ball, and it comes left-footed. Flick for goal! What a save it was! Well, Proper and Dessers both went for it. I think the flag's gone up anyway. Dahlin didn't know that, threw himself to his right to make the save. It was a kind of an orthodox effort at goal there, wasn't it?
In the end, yeah. I think Proper misses it, and Dessers just swings a foot at it, almost kind of bicycle kick-esque, and did really well to get it on target, but the flag was up anyway.
It wasn't a great ball to Pontus Jansson. He gets there ahead of Czerny though, launches it forward. It's there to Casemiro, and he rolls it all the way back to Butland. Just inside his box, looks up, right-footed, long ball, bounces across halfway. Bayrami trying to get onto it. It's Stiga Larsson trying to win it back from him though. Bayrami over on the far side, his touch takes it out for a Malmo throw-in. He's bowled quickly to Peña, and then back the way to Rosler. Second ball in the pitch just momentarily, so it's been cleared eventually, and it's Pontus Jansson who picks it up on the near side from Jonsson, flashes it out to Bolin on this near side, looking to utilise the pace of Busanello. He's in behind Tavernier, swings it first time off Tavernier, and that's gone behind for a corner, I think. It looked like it had. Again, it's not taking much to upset the Malmo supporters this evening.
It was very close, you have to say. Tavernier did well to recover after the ball down the line and behind him. It's happened a few times in this second half. The ball in behind Tavernier.
Malmo's next Europa League match takes them to Baku in Azerbaijan, when they'll go face Karabag before hosting Olympiacos, who the team Rangers will be facing further down this journey. So throw in to Malmo. Busanello with it, balls it infield. It's going to break to Diamonde though. A little bit of trouble, but he's done well. Digs it back to his goalkeeper. First time from Butlin, up high into there it goes. Drops down onto the head of Czerny, goes out for a Malmo throw-in on this near side. Almost on 65 minutes, Rangers lead has remained intact. They scored in the first minute of the game through Bayrami. And that's where the scoring's stopped so far. Busanello's throw-in towards Tellin at the left side of the box. It's headed away by Suter. Goes back to Janssen on this near side, and he rolls it to Rosler. Back to Janssen. Rangers been a bit more comfortable just in the last 5 minutes or so.
Yeah, I mean, has a wee chance here.
Well, it might be, because Berg has slipped it out to Bolin on this left-hand side. Rangers gave it away. Bolin to the edge of the box, low ball to Jonsson. Drops the shoulder. It's picked up by Botai, out to the left. Bolin, really good ball, low into the 6-yard area. Cut out by the sliding Suter to put it behind for the corner. And it stays Malmo 0, Rangers 1.
Felt as though he could get the shot off at the edge of the box, tries to cut inside, ends up at Bolin's feet, plays it right across the face of the 6-yard box, and it was well cut out in the end by Suter. But the corners are mounting up. Again, we're not really asking that many questions, but there's certainly been a better performance second half.
Busanello's going to take it, left-footed outswinger into the Rangers box. And there are a couple of players at the edge of the penalty area, and it comes towards the penalty spots, just flashed past everyone, breaks to the right for Berg. Shot is charged down. The referee's blown his whistle anyway, and Rangers have a free kick inside their own box, and Malmo are going to make another change in just a moment.
Yeah, the delivery in wasn't too bad, but again there was grappling in the box. Again, the referee giving Rangers the foul. Malmo fans not happy in the slightest, but you can see that Malmo are certainly kind of pushing, asking more questions. The more they do that though, they're going to leave themselves open. You always feel there's another chance in the game for Rangers on the counter.
Malmo are going to bring Taha Ali on, 26-year-old, one cap for Sweden. Did come this year, but came during one of the experimental friendlies that they play in January in warmer climes than you get in this part of the world during the winter. As Malmo are going to be playing Europa League matches all the way through to January, it doesn't exactly acquiesce with the summer calendar domestically for them. It's going to be a double change actually. They're going to make the next stoppage in play. Busanello goes down, no free kick. Peña picks up, and now it's Berg. Turns it back, right-hand side of the centre circle for Rosler, who turns it out to Strigar Larsson on the right-hand side. Back to Rosler, heading towards the final quarter of the match. That Bayrami goal has Rangers in front, and what a result it would be if they keep a clean sheet from this point.
Yeah, it really would be, Liam. I mean, it was a perfect start to the game. First half they were the better team. This second half they're having to defend a lot more situations, balls flung into the box, but up until now, 67 minutes, they're doing it well. It really would be such a great start to them in this Europa League.
Malmo have it, Busanello moves it left to right of the centre circle for Peña, right-footed low ball, but it's cut out by Bayrami. He can't really control it, it bobbles out for a throw-in to the home team over on the far side. Otto Rosengren's coming on as well. He too got his first official Sweden cap during that experimental match against Estonia in January. And Bolin coming off for Ali. And Rangers are looking to their bench. Ross McCausland's coming on for them. And just waiting to see who Rosengren and McCausland are going to be coming on for. That's Tellin who's going off. By the looks of things, the top scorer. So two of their form players this season have been taken off by the manager for Malmo just there. Bolin and Tellin. Rosengren comes on, as does Ali.
Yeah, Tellin's not really done enough for me up there. I think he's been defended well against by Proper and Suter. They get themselves involved in any goal-scoring opportunities or looked a threat.
It's Václav Černý that is coming off for Rangers. McCausland replaces him. In the final quarter of the match, less than that now. We're on to 69 minutes. Rangers leading 1-0. Thrown over on the far side for Malmo, midway inside the visitors' half. Bowled back to the Peruvian Peña, but it's a poor ball back out to the right for Stigar Larsson, and it's out for a Rangers throw-in. Černý off, McCausland on. Tomo?
Yeah, Černý will be disappointed with obviously the chance that he had. I mean, it's such a big chance. Apart from that, I think he's done quite well tonight. McCausland will just bring a bit of fresh legs to the Rangers team. Last 20 minutes or so.
Long ball out to this near side, goes out to play. Busanello will have a throw in for Malmo. And it's just to the right of the Rangers technical area inside Malmo territory. And bounces back into the Rangers half for Proper. Long ball forward out to the right, comes off Dessers, gonna bounce between his feet and out for a Malmo throw in on the near side.
Getting a bit of ABBA from the fans just now. Not bad.
A when in Rome.
Yep.
It is Malmo in possession. Shifted out to Stigar Larsson. Infield that comes to Jonsson in the centre circle. He finds Peña. It's one back brilliantly by Lawrence. Good pressing. Lawrence trying to slip it through to Dessers, but he couldn't quite find him. A long leg there of Pontus Jansson gets in the way.
It's another chance, you know. Wasteful from Lawrence. Should have played it earlier.
Botheim goes down, fouled by Suter. Free kick Malmo on this near side, right in front of Philippe Clement. It's been taken quickly and picked up by Rosengren. Finds Peña. Forward to Ali, trying to turn away from his man. He's found Peña. Stabs it back to Jansson. Jansson to Rosengren, and then out to this near side of Busanello. Now Ali going to win the throw-in off Tavernier, which he does. Tavernier thought that should have gone the other way. And it's a Malmo ball. Busanello's over it. The Brazilian left back. He bowls it onto the chest of Berg. It's back to Busanello, back to Berg, back into his own half for Peña. Back to Busanello, down the line for Ali. Looks for Rosengren. He's managed to get the low ball into the Rangers box. Proper chased it. Butland shouts, and Proper did well to leave it there for Jab Butland, who holds on, and it stays Malmo 0, Rangers 1.
Good goalkeeping from Jack Butland there, really sharp off his line. It looked as though Proper was going to try and clear the danger, but Butland taking control of the situation.
It is Rangers in possession over on the far side with Bayrami. Gets it through to Dessers. Dessers could be in behind to your left-hand side of the box. Chance for Dessers. Oh, he's put it over. Philippe Clement slaps his hands in frustration. Cyril Dessers has to bury that one. How many chances are Rangers going to spurn this evening, and how costly are they going to be? Their lead's wafer thin. It stays Malmo 0, Rangers 1, but Cyril Dessers, my goodness, he's got to score.
I don't know how he's managed to put it where he's put it. It's such a big chance. He's slipped through. He's one-on-one with the goalkeeper. He's only 7 yards out. The goalkeeper goes to ground. I think he's trying to lift it, which is probably the right decision, because the goalkeeper had gone early.
His first touch wasn't
over
brilliant.
The bar, but it took him into a situation where he had to make a decision, and at that point the decision was, keeper come out, slid low, a wee dink over the top of him or high into the net. It's a terrible finish. But the chances Rangers have missed.
That from Dessers there is why, and he hit the post, remember, when he should have scored for what turned out to be the Bayrami goal. But that's why there are still those to be convinced by him, because he doesn't take chances like that on a regular basis.
Yeah, he certainly should have hit the target there, should have scored there.
Rangers have it again with Diamonde. Have they weathered the storm? Have they come through the best that Malmo have got to offer? 73 played, Rangers leading 1-0. They are in possession over on the left with Lawrence. He rolls it back the way to Casemiro, switches it left to right of the centre circle for Barron, who controls. Barron's ball back to Suter. And now with Proper. Back to the left for Tom Lawrence. And Diamonde, left of the circle, pushes it forward to Casemiro. driving forward, runs into Peña with the break of the ball, works out for Rangers with Diamonde. Out to the left-hand side for Bayrami. He's now level with the penalty spot, level with the 6-yard lines. I think ball in. It doesn't quite make it to McCausland, and it's headed behind him. May well come off him last in the end. Yeah, it's kind of flashed off his head and gone well past the left-hand post.
He just needed a bit more conviction there. I know he's not the biggest player in the world. Bayrami does really well down the left, stands up across to the back post. He's just got to go and put everything through that. He's almost kind of thinking too much about the defender. It's another big chance right now.
Czerny, Bayrami, Dessers have all the chances to put this game to bed long before now. As Tavernier defends well against Ali up the line here for McCausland. McCausland drives away from one. Peña fouls him. Free kick Rangers on this near side. 6 yards inside the Malmo half. McCausland's felt the brunt of that. It's now just about on 75 minutes, and probably at this point, anyone of our Rangers connections looking at that clock and wishing it away.
Yeah, absolutely they are. I mean, yeah, you're right, they have weathered the storm from Malmo, certainly at the start of the half, but then you look at the chances that they've created themselves, because Malmo are so open when they go forward and leave themselves so exposed.
There's a little slip at the back as McCausland gets onto it. This all came from the free kick. He shoots on the post and in! Ross McCausland scores! And Rangers will surely win in Sweden. It's a brilliant finish by McCausland. He picked it up at the edge of the box, cut onto the left and shoots low in off the post. Into the net it goes. And the Rangers players celebrate in front of the supporters here in southern Sweden, where the scoreline now on Matchday 1 in the Europa League is Malmo 0, Rangers 2.
Well, he made no mistake there. McCausland has sat up perfectly for him for a left foot volley, edge of the box. He hits it low, comes out the inside of the goalkeeper. Dahlian's post, he had no chance, the goalkeeper. A brilliant finish from the young man, and surely now, with just 20 odd minutes left, Rangers have done enough to win this game, and what a win it would be. They should have won the game, they should have been out of sight by now, but finally somebody shows the clinical edge to Rangers that's been missing since the first minute.
Huge goal for Ross McCausland, huge goal for Rangers. Broad smile from the Northern Irishman down there. His manager enjoyed that one when that hit the net. He was jumping about down in his technical area in celebration. And I know Rangers want to be in the Champions League. I know they want the riches that the Champions League offers them, but they just seem to go so well in this tournament, in this competition.
Yeah, their record generally over the last 5 years has been good, reaching the knockouts. Obviously we know they got to the final. A chance here.
Yeah, Peña's giving it away, and a Diamonde to Lawrence. Lawrence now driving the edge of the box. He shoots for goal, and it's wide of the right-hand post. Didn't catch it properly.
Taking cramp as well.
Yeah.
He's
down.
Yeah, there's no worse feeling than the old cramp hitting in. But this Malmo team, honestly, there's teams living dangerously, and then there's Malmo. It is unbelievable when they give the ball away, how open they are. And 2-0 for Rangers, you know, on a night when it easily could have been 4-5. And at the other end of the pitch, you wouldn't really say there was one chance, I'd say, for Christiansen, he puts it over the bar. Apart from that, they've really not created anything.
But Butland hasn't had to come up with a big save, really, has he?
No, he's not. I was expecting more from Malmo, I have to say, but Rangers can be really pleased with their night's work.
It's interesting listening to Neil at half-time when he was talking about have they underestimated what Rangers are bringing to the table tonight. And I know they're lording it over everyone in Sweden just now.
Yeah.
But they've had the recent memory of losing both legs of the Champions League playoff to Sparta Prague to waken them up to this kind of challenge.
I have to say I was expecting far more from them. Obviously not a massive watcher of Swedish football, but given their record here at home and how much they're winning the league by, and their 4-0 win on Saturday, and he just felt as though this would be a difficult night for Rangers, but they've offered up so very little of Malmo.
I watched a bit of it myself just to get an idea as to how Jimmy Tellin was setting his football teams up. He was in charge of Elfsborg, lost out the title the season before this one last year in Sweden, and his side beat Malmo. I think it's something like 19% possession, but beat them 3-1. Malmo loads of the ball. Loads of risks though. It was similar that game. They took lots of risks, left loads of gaps at the back, and that's why Elfsborg were able to win that match despite not seeing that much of the ball. They were clinical on the counter.
Well, it's what you do with the ball, isn't it? Possession's only good if you do stuff with it. Looks like Rangers are going to bring Raskin on.
Yeah, he's going to replace Lawrence. He's just had that cramp.
Yeah, his calves have gone. The old cramps kicked in. So Raskin will come on, bring some energy in these last 10-12 minutes.
Yeah, well, down to 11 minutes now. Malmo need to score quickly. Surely Rangers will not be dropping points from a 2-0 lead. We shall see. Rosinello's going to take the free kick. It's as good as a corner on the left. Bends it in with the left foot towards the back post. Troper heads clear. Bayrami, it's a lovely touch, and Bayrami's got the jet heels on, driving down the left. Berg sticks with him, but it's a foul, and he's going to be booked as well. There's the Malmo midfielder. It's really good from Bayrami. It's a good out ball for them. You can see that in the infancy of his Rangers career. And that's going to be a free kick over on that left-hand side. As we tick on to minute 80 in Sweden. Malmo 0, Rangers 2.
He put the old afterburners on there, didn't he? Which is impressive considering it's the 80th minute from Bayrami. Definite foul, definite yellow card.
Long ball forward, Dessers gives chase. Dahlin comes out and claims with the gloves. Ahead of the Rangers number 9. It's picked up in midfield by Rosengren. Out to the right for Stiger Larsson. Rangers 10 minutes plus stoppages away from a superb victory. They host Lyon of France next week. Matchday 2 in the Europa League. Of course, Hearts will be playing their first Conference League match next Thursday when they go to Azerbaijan to take on the Belarusian side Dynamo Minsk. And European action next week gets underway. Celtic facing a pretty awesome challenge of going to last season's runners-up in the Champions League, Borussia Dortmund. That game on Tuesday evening. There's full coverage of the European ties and the domestic action over the weekend here on Sportsound, where Rangers are leading 2-0 on match day 1 in the Europa League in Sweden against the Swedish champions. Here's Peña for Malmo. Right-footed ball to Busanello on the left, chipped into the box. Rosengren takes the touch on the chest, looks to try and find Ali, sliding in Tavernier, puts it out for a throw-in. Malmo's need is an urgent one, and it's Peña's ball for Ali. Jinks away from McCausland, looks to get back onto it from Berg. Cut out well by Robin Proper, who's done really well tonight. Rangers defensively have looked so sound as Dessers manages to get into Bayrami. Rangers are away in the counter. And it's so open. Bayrami to the edge of the box, slips into the left-hand side of the box, and Casemiro fires it high over the bar. What a chance that was for him to become a hero tonight. He's put it over. He's making his first start for the club, and he's the latest to spurn a superb opportunity to put this to bed. It stays Malmo 0, Rangers 2.
It's almost unbelievable how bad Rangers' finishing has been tonight. Takeaway, clearly, the McCausland finish. The first goal was a tap-in, but another chance, another one-on-one, not that far out from goal. It's high up over the bar, hit the target, make the keeper work. Incredible.
Might not matter in the end. As McCausland slides in on Ali, and out it goes for a Malmo throw-in, level with the 18-yard line. McCausland with a little shove at Ali there. Malmo fans didn't like it as it bounces off the Rangers' second goal scorer and out for another throw-in on this near side. Almost on 83 minutes. So, haven't been many stoppages. There's been no real VAR stoppages. There's been a few subs made, so probably just about 10 minutes left in this one. Both teams are going to make more changes. It's Malmo over on the far side. Stiger Larsson can't keep it in play, and out it goes for a throw-in over on the far side for Rangers as Malmo prepare to make more changes. Stephen.
Yeah, Sterling's coming on. I think it's going to be Bayrami. Yeah, it's coming off. He's had a good night as Bayrami, full of energy. Probably should have had more than the one goal as well. Chances, but Sterling will come on. He can play out in that position. He can play just about any position. Can Sterling would have been disappointed not to start the match. He'll go and do a job here in the last throws of the game. A
Zachariah Lukiel coming on for Malmo. They are taking off Berg and they are taking off Jonsson. And the other player to come on, Sebastian Jorgensen. He's one of the Danish contingent at Malmo, so it's just the other side of the bridge away from the capital, Copenhagen. It is Malmo in possession. Led back by Botheim, slipped out towards Ali on the left, cut out by Tavernier. Just nicked forward there towards the edge of the penalty area of Rangers, and then actually there was a foul just in the build-up where Lukiel drove forward, and then eventually it came to Busanello, who's always wanted to be involved tonight, and he's the one who's been brought down. And this, Stephen, what, 26, 7 yards from goal?
Yeah. Decent chance to get a shot on target.
Central area.
Stelling's come out to the right-hand side of the three behind Dessers, and McCausland's gone to the left, changed sides, but they've got this to defend first. It is quite far out when you look at it. There need to be some effort to beat Jack Butland from here.
It's Peña who stands over the free kick for the home team as we tick into the final 5 minutes of the 90. Rangers with a 2-0 lead. Getting so close to 3 points at the start of the Europa League phase. Peña waits for the OK from the referee. Rangers have everyone behind the ball. The ref's ready. Here goes the Malmo number 8. Drives for goal. Skips off the top of the wall and bounces behind for a corner. Over on the right-hand side. Malmo looking to set up the old grandstand finish with a goal in the next little period. They've not got much time left. They need to find at least 2. They need 2 for the draw. So that might be the best they will be able to offer up should they manage to score here. In comes the corner towards the penalty spot, headed away by Diamonde. Another a good evening tonight. Shot is blocked and deflected, and behind for another corner. It's Busanello.
There were a lot of corners in this second half of Malmo. I have to say, Rangers has defended them very, very well indeed.
Busanello will take it himself on this near side, left-footed outswinger. 4 minutes left of the 90. In comes the corner towards the 6-yard area. It's flicked away by Sterling. And he's just on. Suter there, was he pushed? The referee doesn't think so. Peña's header towards the edge of the box. Nodded away by Casemiro. Mal will pick up on the right. An opportunity to cross here. It's fired into the 6-yard area, and a really important header by Connor Barron. And then Raskin prevents the corner, and out for a Malmo throw-in over on the far side.
Great header from Barron. Took up a really good position at that front post, doing his defensive duties well.
Still Malmo come down that right-hand side. Lukiel down the right. The cross comes in on the far side. It's cut out. Rangers clear, and it's up towards Cyril Dessers, who's stretching his legs and driving forward. Sterling desperately getting up to try and support him. Dessers is into the box. He's on the left-hand side of it now, running out of angle. Gets to the byline, Dessers, but then loses out. At least he got Rangers up the pitch on that occasion.
He did,
Malmo
though.
emerged with the ball with Peña.
He held on to it too long. He did. I mean, his first bit he did brilliantly, receiving the ball around about the halfway line and driving with it, but he did have options if he managed to lift his head, but he was on a mission at that point, ran out of grass.
Lukiel has it for Malmo. Short ball to Stiger Larsson. 2.5 in the 90 left. The big countdown is on for Rangers here. I mean, if they put away all the chances, you're looking at this as one of their best recent European performances. Because they haven't, they'll be frustrated about that. It's still been an excellent away performance. It's been so much better for them. Every goal counts, of course, in this new league phase. In the group stage, the first tie-breaker was the head-to-head between the clubs. That's goal differences. That's volleyed across the Rangers goal there by Busanello. No takers, though. Botheim misjudged it, I think, when it came across the 6-yard line.
Casemiro did well to put him off. The first time pass was brilliant.
There's a ball out to Dessers on this right-hand side. This time he slips it back to Sterling. Of course, Malmo are committing so many forward. Any opportunity Rangers have to get the ball forward quickly, could see them in behind for a third. Here's Barron. Shifts it infield to Diamonde. Back to the left, there was an option in Casemiro. He plays it short to Proper instead. Proper to McCausland, who is unable to keep it in play. It's gone over the line for a throw into Malmo, level with the edge of the centre circle over there. As we go into the final minute of the 90. Malmo 0, Rangers 2. And they're getting ever closer, Stephen Thompson, to the perfect start in this Europa League campaign.
They certainly are, Liam, and they deserve it. It's been a good performance. They managed to hang on to the clean sheet. That's 3 in a row. Defensively, they've been good. Just that final bit, the finishing. The finishing has been wild, but they've not needed it. That's the thing, you know. On another night, though, you don't get those chances and miss them at this level of football. There's been an unbelievable amount of chances for this standard, Europa League game. You just don't get them.
You might only get one good one in Athens against Olympiacos, or against Manchester United, or against Nice.
Yeah, and you really have to take them on those occasions, but it's not cost them tonight.
Those home games as well, they'll welcome Ange Postecoglou's Tottenham Hotspur to Ibrox. It's Lyon first next week. And it's going to be a free kick, Rosengren to take for Malmo, midway inside the Rangers half, left to centre. The stoppage time is 4 minutes. Surely Malmo are not scoring twice in 4 minutes. Rosengren chips it to the back post area. It's missed everyone. It was behind for the goal kick. And Rangers just about there. And it could be a victory with a clean sheet as well, Stephen.
Yeah,
they don't come very often away from home in Europe.
No, they don't. And neither do away victories, really, for Scottish clubs in European competition. So it would be a massive result for Rangers, and the perfect way to start this league in the Europa League, which has got some very, very difficult fixtures in it. So getting off to a good start is vital. And they've managed to do that tonight. It's been an accomplished performance from them.
It's a brilliant competition, the Europa League. They all are. When you get to the latter stages, the Conference League as well, and you try telling the teams competing in the Conference League, like Heart of Midlothian, that is any less inferior to the other ones, and any more inferior to the other ones than they would tell you otherwise. Will be a free kick meantime for Rangers as they soak up the closing stages, the stoppage time that we are in here. And it's a free kick about 10 yards away from the edge of the centre circle in the Malmo half. They're taking their time over this. The referee telling them to get on with it. It's only a matter of time. The Rangers will win this game. It's with Sterling on this near side, taking it down towards the corner flag, up against Pusinello, who reacts, wins it back for Malmo, but Rangers have them pinned right back, deep inside their own half. Tavernier can't win the corner, though. It's a goal kick to Malmo, but there's just over 2 minutes of the stoppage time. 4 were added, and they're remaining here. Long ball, underneath it is Proper. Flicked on by Raskin, he finds Dessers out to McCausland, whose goal really has taken the pressure off, hasn't it?
It has, yeah, without a doubt. Having said that, Malmo, as I've mentioned all night, have not done enough to really test Jack Butland in goal. The one goal might have done it in the end, but it just gives you that wee cushion. It's always a wee bit nervous. You go into the final 10 minutes of any game, let alone away a European tie.
Rangers' best performance of the season?
I'd say so, I can't think of a better one. Yep, it has been.
Trying to play for that's a Malmo free kick's been given over on the far side. As the seconds tick away from the Swedish champions. Some empty light blue seats around the stadium now, particularly over on that far side. As Ali picks up, driving down the left, taking on Dujon Sterling. Low ball cut out by Tavernier, and out for a Malmo throw-in on this near side. And about to go into the final minute of the 4 that were added. Here come Malmo on the left-hand side with Lukiel, and it goes behind for the goal kick in the end. It's well defended by Rangers, and on this occasion it was Cyril Dessers who's come all the way back deep inside his own half to do some defensive work, and he's seen it behind. Goal kick, which Proper will leave for Jack Butland. Final thoughts, Stephen?
the final thoughts for me are that Rangers deserve to win the game. It's been a very, very good performance. Defensively, they've done really well. Obviously, getting early goals really helped them settle into the game. Malmo have disappointed me. I think they've been very poor this evening, but you can't take away anything from this Rangers performance, which, as you rightly say, has been the best of their season. However, caveat that with you've got to hit the target with these chances. 4 missed target shots that should have been all goals, but in the end, they've not needed it.
Yeah, this could have been an extremely handsome scoreline. Although, we would have to say, is that Philippe Clement would have taken a 2-0 win away from home before a ball was kicked, that's for sure. Cyril Dessers, meantime, been helped back to his feet. We've played the 4 minutes that were added on at the end. And this result in the embryonic Europa League table will take Rangers up to 4th place. Only Lazio, Galatasaray and Slavia Prague ahead of them as the Portuguese referee sounds the final whistle. Rangers win on match day 1. It's a huge victory for them as they come to Sweden and win the match. It's a competition they just seem to love playing in. Last 16 last season, having been in the final in 2022. And in the new league phase, they've got off to the best possible start. And it was the best possible start this evening as well. Nadim Bayrami found himself for the goal gaping, tapped it home after Dessers hit the post inside the opening minute of the match. And that gave them solid foundations to build on. And Malmo had plenty of possession at times, but didn't really do too much with it. Jack Butland's not had much to do. And Rangers have been so profligate tonight. It hasn't cost them. There are lessons to be learned from that going forward for the tougher challenges that will lie in this competition for them. But they won't care about that tonight. Substitute Ross McCausland sealing the victory, finishing low from the edge of the box into the bottom right in off the post. The impact that Philippe Clement wanted him to have, he had for sure. And so, like Celtic in the Champions League last week, Rangers win on match day 1 in the Europa League. They'll welcome the French side Lyon to Ibrox next week off the back of an excellent start that finished here in Sweden. Malmo 0, Rangers 2.
Rangers in the Europa League.
Live on Sports Sound from BBC Radio Scotland.